If you're preparing for a job interview that requires knowledge of Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM, this video is a comprehensive guide for you. We've gathered a list of the 25 most commonly asked SCCM questions to help you ace your interview. Each question is followed by a detailed answer, designed to give you a thorough understanding of the topic. Whether you're a beginner or experienced professional, this video will surely enhance your SCCM knowledge and confidence. 1. What is SCCM and what are its primary functions? SCCM, or System Center Configuration Manager, is a Microsoft software management suite that allows administrators to manage the deployment and security of devices and applications across an enterprise. Its primary functions include deploying software, enforcing compliance settings, managing PCS and servers, and providing comprehensive asset management. SCCM is also used for patch management, network protection, software metering, remote control capabilities, and reporting functionalities. SCCM, also known as Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager, is a Windows product that allows system administrators to manage the distribution of software and the configuration of users' computers. Its primary functions include system protection through patch management, hardware and software inventory, remote administration of computers, and software distribution and installation. SCCM allows for efficient management of IT environments, making it easier to keep track of system security, performance, and compliance. 2. Explain the architecture of SCCM and the roles of primary and secondary sites. The architecture of SCCM, or System Center Configuration Manager, includes two main components: the primary and secondary sites. The primary site controls the settings for the client computers and houses the site database, which includes data such as log files, packages, and the status of the software. It also serves as the reporting point for all secondary sites under its purview. On the other hand, secondary sites are attached to a primary site and help to manage the distribution of content to clients in remote locations across a low-speed connection. They serve as relay points for the primary site, reducing the load on the primary site by managing the distribution of content to the clients in their respective locations. This hierarchical structure allows for efficient management and distribution of data across a large network, ensuring that all clients have access to necessary software and updates. 3. What is the difference between an application and a package in SCCM? An application in SCCM is essentially a group of settings representing a particular software, and it's more advanced than a package. It allows for the detection method, user-device affinity, and has dependency and supersedence relationships. In contrast, a package in SCCM is a simple way of distributing software where you don't need advanced features like detection, supersedence, and others. One of the main differences between them is the way they handle installations. Applications are more intelligent, they check if the required software is already installed on the device before deploying, whereas packages deploy each time, regardless of whether the software is already installed or not. On another note, packages are used when you need to run scripts, while applications are generally for software distribution. The choice between an application or a package depends on the complexity of the software and the required features for software distribution. 4. Describe the various client deployment methods available in SCCM. The various client deployment methods in SCCM include client push installation, software update-based client installation, group policy installation, manual installation, upgrade installation, and logon script installation. Client push installation happens when you configure the client push installation property to automatically install on discovered devices. Software update-based client installation uses the WSUS infrastructure to install the SCCM client. Group policy installation deploys the SCCM client through group policy objects, GPO. Manual installation is used when the SCCM client is manually installed on a device. Upgrade installation is used when you need to upgrade an existing SCCM client. Logon script installation is a legacy method where a script is created that runs when a user logs onto a device. In SCCM, there are several client deployment methods. Client push installation is one of them, which happens when an automatic installation of the client is configured after a device is discovered. Another method is software update-based client installation, which utilizes the WSUS infrastructure for client installation. Group policy installation is another method where the SCCM client is deployed through group policy objects. We also have manual installation where the SCCM client is manually installed on a device. Upgrade installation is used for upgrading an already installed SCCM client on a device. Lastly, logon script installation is a method where a script is created to run when a user logs onto a system. 5. How do you add device to a collection in SCCM? To add a device to a collection in SCCM, you first need to navigate to the Collections node in the SCCM console. Here, you can either create a new collection or select an existing one. If you're creating a new collection, you'll need to provide a name and comment for it. Once the collection is set up, you can add devices to it. This can be done by selecting Add Resources from the Memberships tab of the collection properties. In the Add Resources window, you can search for the device you want to add by its name, resource class, or attribute. Select the desired device and click OK. The device is now part of the collection. Remember that the device must already be a discovered resource in SCCM to be added to a collection. 6. What are boundaries and boundary groups in SCCM? Boundaries in SCCM are network locations on your intranet. They can be an IP subnet, Active Directory site name, IPv6 prefix, or an IP address range that is used to determine site assignment and to help clients find the closest distribution point, state migration point, or software update point. On the other hand, boundary groups are logical groups of boundaries that you configure. They provide clients access to resources such as distribution points. Boundary groups are used for site assignment and content lookup. Therefore, they are necessary for the management of content distribution in your SCCM infrastructure. 7. Explain the role of the software update point in SCCM. The software update point, SUP, serves as a vital component within the SCCM infrastructure. It integrates with Windows Server Update Services, WSUS, to deliver software updates to SCCM client systems. The main function of SUP is to synchronize software update metadata from Microsoft Update. This synchronization process allows SCCM to obtain the information necessary for managing updates in the environment, such as update classification, products, and languages. After SCCM retrieves this data, administrators can create software update deployments, which are then distributed to client machines. The SUP also monitors compliance data, providing critical insights into whether systems are up to date or require additional updates. In essence, the SUP acts as a bridge between SCCM and WSUS, ensuring that the software updates are managed efficiently and effectively. 8. What is a task sequence, and how is it used in SCCM? A task sequence in SCCM, our System Center Configuration Manager, is essentially a step-by-step workflow that includes instructions to carry out multiple tasks on a client computer. This could involve a range of actions, from installing new software or updates, to deploying operating systems. Task sequences are particularly useful for automating processes, saving valuable time for system administrators. For instance, you could create a task sequence to automate the deployment of a new operating system, which would include steps to set up the hard drive, install the OS, and install any necessary drivers or applications. 9. If a client is not reporting to the SCCM server, what steps would you take to troubleshoot the issue? In diagnosing this type of issue, I begin by checking the client's connectivity to the server. I verify that the network settings are correctly configured and that the SCCM server is accessible from the client's location. Next, I review the client's SCCM logs to identify any communication errors. If I find errors, I research them to understand their cause and determine the appropriate solution. In some cases, reinstalling the SCCM client may be necessary. I also confirm that the client has the correct version of the client software installed. If the client is still not reporting, I consider broader network or configuration issues that may be affecting communication. 10. How would you troubleshoot Windows updates not deploying correctly through SCCM? My approach begins with checking the SCCM logs for errors. The logs contain information about the installation, whether it was successful or not. For instance, wohandler.log shows the Windows Update scan process while updatechandler.log displays the Windows Update install process. Next, I would verify the deployment package to ensure it is downloaded properly on the client's machine. To do this, I would navigate to the SCCM client cache folder and confirm the presence of the update files. Then, I would confirm whether the client machines are part of the correct collection for the deployed update. I would also check the maintenance window settings to ensure it does not conflict with update deployment. Lastly, I would check to see if the Windows Update service is running on the client machine or not. Restarting this service can often solve many problems related to Windows updates. 11. What log files would you check to diagnose client issues, and what information can they provide? In diagnosing client issues with SCCM, several log files can be very informative. The ccmsetup.log file provides information about the client installation process, making it a crucial resource for spotting problems in the client installation. The client ID manager startup.log file, on the other hand, gives information about the client's unique identifier, which is vital for communication with the SCCM server. Other useful log files for diagnosing client issues include clientlocation.log for site assignment issues and cas.log for content access problems. These logs can provide valuable insights such as errors in installations, site communication problems, and issues in accessing content from distribution points. 12. What is configuration baseline, and how does it work within SCCM? Configuration baseline in SCCM is a set of rules that define the desired configuration state for a device or collection of devices. These rules can be used to ensure that all devices maintain a consistent and secure configuration, making it easier to manage and protect them. When a configuration baseline is created in SCCM, it can contain one or more configuration items, see is. These C's specify the individual settings that need to be checked, such as registry keys, WMI queries, or scripts. Once the baseline is deployed to a collection, SCCM evaluates each device against the baseline's rules. If any of the rules aren't met, the device is marked as non-compliant. This feature not only helps in maintaining the desired configuration state but also aids in identifying any configuration drift, thus enabling IT admins to quickly rectify the issues, enhancing the security and manageability of the environment. 13. Describe how you would implement application request routing, ARR, in an SCCM environment. In SCCM, implementing application request routing, ARR, involves several steps. First, I would install the ARR module on the SCCM server. This module is a feature of Internet Information Services, IIS, enabling the server to function as a load balancer. After installation, I would configure the ARR module. This includes setting up server farms and routing rules. Server farms allow the division of requests between different servers, improving performance and reliability. Routing rules define how incoming requests are processed, such as URL rewriting rules. Once these are set up, I would test the routing rules to ensure they are working as expected. If any issues arise, I would troubleshoot by checking the IIS logs or using a network monitoring tool. Lastly, I would continuously monitor the ARR module to ensure it is operating correctly and efficiently. Regular monitoring helps to ensure optimal performance and quickly identify and resolve any issues that may occur. 14. How does SCCM integrate with Microsoft Intune for mobile device management? SCCM, or System Center Configuration Manager, can be seamlessly integrated with Microsoft Intune to create a comprehensive mobile device management solution. This integration enables an organization to manage a wide range of devices from a single console. With this combined solution, IT administrators can manage PCs, servers, and mobile devices, all with the same set of tools. The integration process involves setting up a connector between SCCM and Intune, allowing for a unified management experience. The devices can be enrolled in Intune and then managed through the SCCM console. This provides the ability to manage policies, applications, and settings on mobile devices to ensure security and compliance within the enterprise. 15. Explain the concept of asset intelligence in SCCM and its benefits. Asset intelligence in System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM, refers to a set of tools and resources that allow IT administrators to manage, track, and report on the hardware and software assets within an organization. It allows for a detailed and comprehensive view of these assets, enabling efficient and effective resource allocation and decision-making. One of the main benefits of asset intelligence is its ability to provide real-time data on the usage of software applications, which can help to optimize software licenses and reduce costs. Additionally, by providing insight into hardware utilization, it can assist in planning hardware upgrades or replacements. 16. What is Network Access Protection, NAP, and how does it relate to SCCM? Network Access Protection, NAP, is a Microsoft technology for controlling network access of a computer, based on its health. With NAP, system administrators can establish policies that define health conditions, such as whether the computer has latest virus definitions and security updates installed, among other parameters. Non-compliance can result in restricted network access until the issue is resolved. System Center Configuration Manager, SCCM, supports NAP and can enforce compliance on client computers. For instance, when a client tries to connect to the network, SCCM checks the health state of the client against the established policies. If the client does not meet the health requirements, SCCM can restrict its network access or direct it to a remediation server to resolve the issues. This integrated functionality enhances the security of your network and ensures system health. 17. How have you integrated PowerShell into your SCCM environment? Provide examples of scripts you've used. Integrating PowerShell into my SCCM environment has been an essential part of my workflow. For instance, I've used PowerShell scripts to automate repetitive tasks, such as bulk importation of devices into the SCCM database. One example would be a script I wrote to automatically populate device collections based on Active Directory group membership. This not only saved time but also reduced the chance of human error. Another example would be a script for software deployment. Using the SCCM CMD lets in PowerShell, I was able to automate the process of packaging and deploying software updates to multiple devices simultaneously. This significantly increased the efficiency of our software distribution process. Lastly, I've also used PowerShell for troubleshooting purposes. By utilizing the SCCM's client-side scripting options, I was able to run diagnostic commands remotely on client machines. This was particularly useful when dealing with widespread issues as it saved the time and effort of manually diagnosing each device. What are some common PowerShell commands used for managing SCCM? PowerShell is a powerful scripting language that is often used to manage SCCM's getCM device. This command is used to get information about a specific device in SCCM. You can filter the results based on various criteria like name, operating system, or last logged in user. New CM package. This command allows you to create a new package in SCCM. You can specify the name, source directory, and other important details about the package. Start CM software update deployment. This is used to initiate a software update deployment in SCCM. You can specify the software update group, the collection to deploy to, and other deployment settings. Set CM application. This command allows you overall control of an application in SCCM. You can change the name, description, publisher, and other properties of the application. These commands are just a starting point. There are many more PowerShell commands that you can use to manage your SCCM environment. Remember to always test your scripts in a controlled environment before deploying them in a production setting. 19. How do you generate reports in SCCM? What types of reports are commonly needed? SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager, provides an integrated reporting and analytics tool that can be used to generate various types of reports. This can be done by navigating to the Monitoring tab in the SCCM console, followed by Reports. The types of reports often needed vary based on the specific needs of an organization, but can include reports on software inventory, hardware inventory, software updates, compliance status, and client health, among others. These reports assist in maintaining the health and security of an organization's IT infrastructure. For generating customized reports, SQL queries can be used. It is also possible to schedule reports to run at specific times, providing timely updates on the state of the IT infrastructure. Creating reports in SCCM involves using the built-in reporting tool, which you can access by navigating, monitoring, and selecting Reports. There are numerous types of reports that are commonly required, depending on an organization's specific needs. This might include hardware inventory reports, software inventory reports, software update status, compliance status, and client health status. These reports are crucial in managing and maintaining the organization's IT infrastructure. Customized reports can be generated using SQL queries. Additionally, there is a feature to schedule reports, ensuring timely updates and information regarding the IT infrastructure. 20. Explain how you would create a custom report in SCCM using SQL queries. Creating a custom report in SCCM using SQL queries involves several steps. First, you have to open the SCCM console and navigate to the monitoring workspace. From there, go to the reporting node and select Create Report. A wizard will open where you provide the name and description for your report. After that, you select the SQL-based report category and finish the wizard. This will open the report in SQL Report Builder. From here, you can add data sources and datasets. To add a SQL query, you need to go to the dataset properties and paste your query in the Query Designer. After adding all necessary fields and parameters, you can design the layout of your report. Once you are satisfied with your report, you can save it and it will be available in the SCCM console. 21. What best practices would you recommend for managing software updates in an enterprise environment using SCCM? For managing software updates using SCCM in an enterprise environment, there are several strategies that can be adopted. Firstly, having a regular update schedule, such as weekly or monthly, can ensure that all systems are up to date and secure. Secondly, it's crucial to test updates before deploying them across the entire network to avoid potential compatibility issues. This can be done by creating a test group of machines. Thirdly, using automatic deployment rules can help to streamline the process and ensure that important updates are not missed. Additionally, monitoring the update process is key to identifying any issues or failures early on. Finally, it's important to have a rollback plan in place in case an update causes unforeseen issues. 22. How do you handle patch management for multiple operating system versions within SCCM? Managing patch management for multiple operating system versions within SCCM can be a challenging task. However, SCCM provides an efficient and streamlined approach to manage this process effectively. First, it's crucial to categorize the systems based on their operating system versions. This categorization can be achieved by creating separate device collections for each operating system version. SCCM allows us to create and manage these collections easily. Next, we need to ensure that we have the correct and updated software updates downloaded for each operating system version. SCCM software update point synchronizes with Microsoft Update to get the latest updates. Once we have the updates, we can deploy them to the respective device collections. We can set up separate deployment packages for each operating system version, allowing us to control the distribution of updates more effectively. Lastly, keeping track of the patch deployment status is crucial. SCCM provides detailed reports that can help monitor the update deployment process and troubleshoot any issues that may arise. Regular monitoring and reporting ensure that all systems are up to date and secure. 23. Imagine a scenario where a large number of clients fail to receive a software update. How would you address this situation? Firstly, I would check the SCCM server to ensure that the software update is deployed correctly and that there are no errors. If everything is fine on the server side, I would then check the client machines. It could be a network issue that's preventing the clients from connecting to the server. If the network is functioning as it should, I would then check the client's configuration settings in SCCM. Incorrect configuration could be the reason why the update is not reaching the clients. Another potential issue could be firewall settings blocking the updates. If none of these solutions work, I would then check the logs for any error messages that might point to the problem. 24. If tasked with deploying a new operating system image, describe your approach using SCCM's capabilities. When deploying a new operating system image using SCCM, My initial step is to import the operating system image into SCCM. I would then create a device collection containing the systems that need the new OS. Next, I would generate a task sequence that contains the instructions for deploying the OS. The task sequence would include actions like configuring the BIOS, installing the OS, and installing necessary drivers. I would then advertise this task sequence to the device collection. The devices would boot into the network, connect to the SCCM server, and begin the deployment process as per the task sequence. During the deployment process, it's crucial to monitor the progress and troubleshoot any issues that might arise. SCCM provides several tools for this, like status messages and log files. By carefully planning the deployment and responding quickly to any issues, a new OS can be efficiently deployed across multiple devices using SCCM. 25. Can you share an experience where you had to resolve a significant issue related to SCCM deployment or configuration? What was the outcome? At my previous job, we faced a significant issue where the SCCM client was not getting installed on some machines. The error displayed was related to the client push installation. After an exhaustive investigation, I found that the issue was with the firewall settings of those machines, blocking the necessary ports for the installation. I worked with the network team to adjust the firewall settings, thus allowing the installation. I then cross-verified if the issue was resolved by initiating the client installation. It was successful, and the SCCM client was installed on all the machines. This incident taught me the importance of network settings in SCCM deployment and configuration. In wrapping up, we've covered a comprehensive list of the top 25 Microsoft SCCM interview questions and answers. This detailed guide will arm you with the knowledge you need to perform impressively in your upcoming interview. Remember, these questions are designed to assess your understanding and practical experience with Microsoft SCCM. We trust that this video has been informative and helpful. If you found this content valuable, please show your appreciation by liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more insightful resources. Good luck with your interview.